The Portuguese borders. Before the arrival of the Romans, there were already several people in Portugal, such as the Celts, who were known for their skill in metallurgy, art, religion, and language. People who were gradually subjugated and assimilated by the Roman people. In 206 BC, the Romans invaded the Iberian Peninsula and remained there until the 5th century. The territory was divided into 3 large provinces, Tarraconense, Baetica, and Lusitania. This comprised the current center and south of Portugal, but also cities that are now located in Spain, such as Salamanca and Merida. Figure 1 map of Portuguese territory during the Roman Empire. The Roman people left a legacy in our country, both in architecture, as present in the image, a temple located in the city of Evora, but also in several other areas, such as the language, Latin, which had a great influence on Portuguese principles of law, urbanization, such as roads and cities, and even agricultural techniques and religion. Christianity. The Roman Empire ended up falling with the invasion of the barbarians. Figure 2, Roman Temple of Evora, Temple of Diana. The barbarian invasions in Portugal. During the period in which the Roman people dominated Portugal, there was the arrival of several other peoples considered barbarians, such as the Suebi and the Vandals around 409 AD. These barbarians had their origins in present-day Germany. Faced with the arrival of these people and their desire to have territory, and the Romans, already in decline and unable to face so many battles, are defeated and hand over the region of Galicia, part of Spain, but also Portugal, to the Suevi. The Suevi in 585. The Visigoths defeated the Suebi and they became vassals of the Visigoth kingdom that had its headquarters in Toledo. Figure 3, the Suevi kingdom and the Visigothic kingdom disputing the Iberian Peninsula. The Visigothic kingdom in Portugal. The Visigoths arrived in force in the Iberian Peninsula through the Piraeus in the 5th century. They came in the name of the Emperor of the West, Honorius, with the intention of assimilating the Suebi, a people who were in the Iberian Peninsula. Only in 585, the Visigoths defeated the Suevi and they became vassals of the Visigoth kingdom that had its headquarters in Toledo. The Visigothic kingdom operated through the monarchy. The king was chosen by the nobles, which, over time, ended up generating immense conflicts between the most powerful families. These people, despite being involved in great milestones in history, have left us little. This kingdom succumbed to the Muslim invasion in 711. Figure 4, the Visigoths in the Iberian Peninsula. Muslims in the Iberian Peninsula. Muslims arrived in the Iberian Peninsula in 711 AD, when Muslim troops led by a general landed in the Iberian Peninsula, beginning the Islamic conquest of the region. The decisive battle was the Battle of Guadalete, where Muslim forces defeated the Visigothic army. After the conquest, Muslims established the Umayyad Caliphate of Cordoba. During this period, the region experienced a cultural and intellectual flourishing under Islamic rule. Figure 5, Umayyad Caliphate of Cordoba. The territory of the Iberian Peninsula under Islamic rule. The Christian Reconquest. The Christian Reconquest was a movement that occurred in the 8th century, where the Arabs completely conquered the Iberian Peninsula with the exception of Asturias, which were areas occupied by Christians, where they took refuge at the beginning of the 8th century. Christians decided to launch a Christian military movement against Muslims to recover the territory of the Iberian Peninsula. Every few years, the Christians ended up reaching more and more territories and ended up winning, with the Reconquest ending in 1492 at the end of the 15th century. Figure 6, map of Christian kingdoms throughout the Reconquest. Figure 7, Christian kingdoms throughout the Reconquest. During the time they were in the peninsula, the Arabs did not just dedicate themselves to trade and war. They developed the sciences, the arts, agriculture, They left such a large and important legacy in both Portugal and Spain that it is usually called the Muslim heritage. For example, Figure 8, the art of making tiles. Figure 9, almond plantation in the Iberian Peninsula. Figure 10, construction of mosques that were converted into churches. The Treaty of Alcanizes. It was on September 12, 1297 in the town of Alcanizes that one of the most important treaties between Portugal and Spain was signed, and whose essential features remain to this day. The Treaty of Alcanizes. The Treaty of Alcanizes was a border definition agreement that intended to resolve several areas of conflict between Portugal and Castile. It was, therefore, an agreement for the mutual transfer of border positions and the recognition of a line of separation between the territories of the two countries. Figure 11, Portuguese territories after the Treaty of Alcanizes. Portuguese expansion. When King Dom João I assumed the Portuguese throne in 1385, the kingdom was facing financial difficulties. Portugal faced a lack of agricultural products and labor, and its currency was devalued. Therefore, the king began to look for alternatives to the economic crisis. One of the ideas was to expand the kingdom to the Mediterranean and not to Europe. Thus, influenced by his children, he began to build